What's up, everybody? Joe White here, rolling through Wisconsin. Getting ready to go into Madison, Wisconsin. Shout out to a fellow trucker YouTuber, Johnny B. Good, or Johnny B. Good, I think his name is. He's a pretty cool trucking YouTuber. He lives in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, which is on the other side of the state from Madison, something near Green Bay and all that. I want to talk about a couple things here. One is the Sonic the Hedgehog movie that's coming out. I did not like the trailer that came out with it, and apparently the director is listening to the fans. Imagine that. And saying, hey, you don't like the design, but even though this movie comes out in November, we're going to try to fix it for you, which makes me think that he has already started. Because people have been backlashing against this movie since the poster was released. And I think the studio said, well, just go ahead and produce a trailer like this and see what happens. And I think this director knew what the backlash was going to be, and I think they've already started since before the trailer was even released. They've started to fix it. But then you have Pat Country and Ian Miller, I think his name is. Pat the NES Punk. Telling fans to pretty much suck it up and deal with it. That anybody who was going to go see this trailer was going to go see it regardless of what the hedgehog looked like and all this and that. The movie's not made for us. The movie's made for little kids. And the quartering made a hubbub about it, and if he can't jack off to it, it ain't good. It was Ian Miller's exact words. Is his last name Miller? I'll just call him Ian. Or Pat's bitch. How about that? Let me tell you something. The quartering is 100% right. The quartering made a rebuttal to Pat and Ian's comments, which was very well done. The movie is not made for us. Who does that sound like? You know, I guarantee you they go home and jack off to Brie Larson after every podcast. Because that's who they sound like. It wasn't made for you. It's not being made for you. Okay, let's point out a couple things here, Pat and Ian. I showed my girlfriend, who is 10 years older than me, and who has watched me play Sonic. She knows what a Sonic the Hedgehog is, but she doesn't know shit about the video game. She's never played a Sonic game. She knows she knows that I'm controlling a little blue hedgehog who's really fast and gets rings. That's all she knows. I showed her the trailer, and her exact words were, "What the fuck is that? It's creepy. It's not Sonic." I showed my 9-year-old, who plays Sonic the Hedgehog. His favorite is Sonic the Hedgehog 3, like mine. His exact words when I showed him the trailer was, "Daddy, that's not Sonic." So, Pat and Ian, before you try to go off and say, this movie isn't made for us, I have a 9-year-old kid who you think the movie is being named or made for, telling me that he doesn't like it. He didn't like the trailer at all. He's like, "Dad, I don't want to go see it." It's a 9-year-old kid. So, this crap of just suck it up and sit the fuck down and all that, no. Sorry, but no. If you care that little about everything, they did this when Blizzard did the whole mobile gaming. Don't you guys have phones? Bit at BlizzCon last year with Diablo. They pulled the same shit. Quit complaining. It's not for you. Quit complaining. hat in, what are we supposed to complain about? Are we supposed to complain about anything? Should we just, bite what, and eat what they feed us? Hell, the wrestling fans, you guys cover wrestling, I'll go cut a wrestling analogy. People are sick and tired of what the WWE feeds us, and don't go the whole it's not made for you route, because the WWE, while yes it's PG and their target audience is kids, us parents have to bring our kids to it, and we're not willing to shill out money to bring our kids to something that's not going to interest us. The WWE used to be for everybody. So don't give me the whole it's not made for you bit. Bullshit. I've been watching since I was goddamn 6 years old. You're telling me that it's no longer made for me? But when fans get sick of it, what did they do? They bitched and they moaned and complained. And when they realized WWE was not going to give them what they wanted, they went somewhere else. They stopped watching. They said, oh, I'm not going to watch this. And people were doing that about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. We're not going to watch this. I'm not going to take my kid to fucking see it. Why? So I can fall asleep? Waste my $11.50? Fuck that. I'm so sick of it. It's not made for them. It wasn't made for them. You two sound like Brie Larson. Another thing I wanted to talk about today is Game of Thrones. Everybody's in an uproar of Game of Thrones. I got to admit, I started binge watching Game of Thrones back in January. I am not a super fan of the show. I love the show, don't get me wrong. I guess I don't have the emotional attachment to it as most people do, because I didn't wait 2 years to I didn't wait through the long night, as some people call it, which is that 2-year gap in between seasons. 7 and 8, I think it was. Yeah, 7 and 8. So I guess I'm not as emotionally attached as you guys are, because I've not been hating this season as much as people have. The first 2 episodes were filler, but I liked the whole political aspect of the game of the movie, And I never have bought into the Night King as the main villain. Never have I bought into the main. The main villain of the show has been and has always been the Lannisters. So for all you people out there that are sitting there, it's the Night King. They're from stage 1. From scene 1. They said the Night King. It changed from that. Sorry, it changed right around the middle of the first season, once they captured Jaime Lannister. So, this crap of the Night King has always been the main villain. No, he hasn't. Sorry, my truck is going ape shit right now. To me, he's never been the main villain. So, him being disposed of in episode 3 of the this last season, I didn't mind it. Now, what I do take issue with is some of the writing that's been done. And, you had 2 years. You spent 50-something nights, building this episode and making this episode. And for the first 30 to 45 minutes of it, you can't see shit. So, I'm sorry, but the last 30 minutes of that episode were good. Jon Snow, I'm a little disappointed in. I can see where people are talking about Jon Snow and how he has turned into a little bit of a bitch. Dany, however, is turning into the Mad Queen. whether she can realize it or not, that's the direction they're taking her. She's even more mad than Cersei is at times, saying we're going to lay waste to the city and I don't care how many people are there. I want my throne. I do like Arya Stark in this season and throughout the whole series.
Continue on I-39.
So, I mean, I just don't get what all the fuss is about. Again, maybe it's because I don't have the emotional attachment. I haven't sat there and watched it week to week up until this season. Hell, I did the same thing with The Walking Dead right after the Negan showed up at the end of the season 6 finale. And everybody was talking about the cliffhanger. I was like, well, let me go check this and see what it's about. Oh, sorry, folks, it's been a day. So, I guess I don't see what the hubbub is about. I have heard a rumor, and this could be spoiler potential for anybody who's still listening. Potential spoiler. I've heard that after everything is said and done, a committee gets together and decides who should take the throne. And they decide that Bran Stark should take the throne. If they do that, that will piss me off. That is the only thing I can see that will piss me the fuck off. Is if they give that fucker in the wheelchair the goddamn throne after he did not do shit during the Battle of Winterfell. Didn't do shit. That's where they will lose me. But that's not going to be until the next episode, probably. Hey, but 2 episodes left. Tomorrow night and the following week. That's it. The whole talk of Benioff and Weiss ruining the show. Nobody said that until probably the last, until they ran out of source material. Everybody was going, okay, this is good. Once they ran out of the books, then
in 2 miles,
it's
stay left to continue on I-39.
Once they ran out of source material, that's when they jumped the shark or jumped the dragon, as it were. But I don't get, I guess I can understand why people would be so angry because this is what they've waited for, and it's been a piss poor payoff. But to me, it's not that piss poor because I haven't waited for 2 years or a year between seasons, as it were. I have not had the emotion. I guess, like I said, I don't have the emotional attachment. But let me know what you think about Game of Thrones in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the Sonic the Hedgehog situation. I used to like Pat Contry. I used to listen to that podcast all the time. But these older YouTubers like him and JonTron, which don't get me started on his epidemic. But even before the whole controversy with him began, he was losing subs. Pat the NES Punk lost a ton of subs after they backed Blizzard. They're losing a ton of subs now because they're telling their audience to eat shit and like the taste of it. So, anyway, folks, that's my thoughts here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And remember, if you see a big rig on the road, give us plenty of room. Do not tailgate us. Remember, if you can't see our mirrors, we can't see you. And we'll see you.